Beautiful shots from Thorns Beach on Auckland's North Shore. It is round 6 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the King of the Bays, and it is a wonderful race developing amongst the leading open water swimmers in the country. This is a look at the #1 seed, Kane Radford, trying to see if he can get himself clear. And Scott, it's not just about winning this race today, but the overall series up for grabs.
Absolutely, with this being one of 6 events around New Zealand, the point system is based on the swimmer's age. As at the first event back in November, they have to do at least 3 of the long swims around the country, and then it's selected. Their points total is on the best 3 swims of a total of 6. So at the moment, Radford, if he can do a good job here, will take out the series championship.
Yeah, very difficult to find out who exactly is leading here at the moment, whether it is still Philip Ryan, Casey Glover, because they're grouped nicely together. Camera angles can sometimes distort it, but we know Radford's certainly right in the mix. And in the white cap, that is our leading female competitor in Cara Baker, but sitting right on her hip, conserving energy, the world-class swimmer out of Australia, Melissa Gorman.
Well, I think now she's eyed up Cara Baker, probably gone, who's that person in the white cap? She's figured it out. It is her rival in the Kiwi Cara Baker. It is a bit of Aussie versus Kiwi here. And Melissa Gorman did mention she has had a little bit of a rest after those pooled nationals, so maybe just arms just slowly starting to warm up through about 1,400 metres of this race.
Oh, wonderful stuff. This is what we all like to see. They breathe, they do look at each other through their goggles. They know that as much as they're hurting, they've got so much experience to also realise that the person they're racing is probably hurting as much. And it's about just maintaining your composure. I like to say at the elite level in endurance sport, you've got to have a head like granite, because it still comes down to the top 2 inches. It's the athlete who's prepared to hurt the most.
And Mark, that's proven at so many of the FINA international open water meets, where even in a 25k a swimmer can win by 1/100th of a second. I've seen it before. They seem to hang alongside each other, and it really does come down to the final 100 metres.
Well, this is interesting because I think we've got Casey Glover now just moving ahead of Philip Ryan. Again, for so much of it, it was Philip Ryan leading, but perhaps he's just taken it out a little bit too quick. And now Melissa Gorman just seeing if she can put a wee gap between herself and Cara Baker. The last thing she wants is Baker sitting on her feet.
Well, this is a very important part of the race. Melissa Gorman, I have never seen this classy swimmer sort of back away after taking the lead of a race. So this is important for Cara to stick on her toes and try and keep with her, because as we've been speaking about, it is about that last 100 to 200 metres.
So Kane Radford, a big year for him, we've talked about it, but that final qualification race in Portugal in June to see if he can make the London Olympics. Today they swim 2.8k, at the Olympic Games it'll be 10 kilometres, but they love this series because it allows them the competitive nature of getting out there, getting into that gladiatorial part of the sport, which is open water swimming, as we have a look at the #2 seed for the first time, Michael Scheel out of Australia. He's a wonderful tactician. This is how he wanted to approach this race.
Mate, these sort of swims, 2.8k, it's fairly short for what we do. I'm sort of 5-10 kilometres and above, so you get out, you get a good start, and you just want to try and be up the front and go hard right from the start, basically.
I know that Melissa and Lauren are very fast, so is Cara actually and Tash, so there'll be a huge just going out there trying to get to the front at the start and then hopefully sitting on someone's feet and riding it in.
Yeah, there are a few more girls here than the last race. I came second in the last one, but as you said, Melissa Gorman and Cara and everyone's here, so it will be a lot harder. I'll just try to stick with them from the start and hopefully we'll be there at the end.
Well, I think there's a common thread going through there. It is a shorter race for a lot of these open water swimmers, and go from the start is the message from all of these swimmers. And so obviously Philip Ryan heeded that advice, his own advice to go out hard, but it is now Radford who has taken the lead in this race. And we take a look at him again, 21 years old, out of Rotorua. They love him down there. He was the New Zealand champion this year in both 5 and 10k, and last year the Australian 5k champion. And just last night took out Daniel Loader's long-standing 1,500 metre pool record, which is a great feat for him.
A remarkable achievement, holding any one of Daniel Loader's records. Now we start to get towards the business end, not too far away from the hard right-hand turn into the finish, just in front of the Takapuna Boating Club. As we look back now, this gap is considerable. Michael Scheel, we believe he has also lost his coloured cap, his seeded cap, which means that he is currently sitting in second place, and a very good swim still coming from Philip Ryan in third. So it was the Kiwi leading the Australian.
Well, we talk about arm stroke rate, and look at Philip Ryan's behind. The difference between, this is Michael Shiel on screen at the moment, and just sitting on his feet is Philip Ryan with almost double the stroke rate. And I think I saw earlier it was Melissa Gorman holding on to first place in the ladies. This is number 4, Casey Glover, who seems to be holding on to fourth place in the men's race at the moment.
And wonder what is going through the heads of these athletes at this point. It's not just physical, it becomes mental, it becomes very tactical. As we look back at our third female, and this is the very good swimmer, Charlotte Webby, out of Taranaki, sitting on the feet there of young Stefan Talbot.
Well, I don't think she'll be that happy with her performance so far, Mark. She's probably knows that she's trailing Melissa Gorman and Cara Baker. And here's another look at Michael Shield starting to just build the tempo in his stroke at the moment. He knows he's got a bit of distance to catch up to Radford.
Wonderful battle. Look at the fight for second and third between Shield and the very impressive Philip Ryan. But it is Kane Radford who was first around the state marker, the right-hand turn into the beach. A large crowd waits. They'll have no problem sighting this. Boy, the arm turnover of 1,500 metres just 12 hours ago, and trying to back it up. He has a wee look over that right shoulder. I think he realises he's in control. He's the only one that can lose this race at the moment. And equally, Scott, a wonderful battle in the women's race between Melissa Gorman, the #1 seed, and sitting right on her is Cara Baker.
Well, I think she can sniff it now. She's almost there. Melissa Gorman, she has won so many races. In fact, I think every open water race she's swum in the last couple of years, she's won. She will not want to relinquish that record. And now we look at Radford just from a slightly different angle as he makes his way into Takapuna Beach. He's got a good 15-metre lead on the second place swimmer, Michael Shiel, at the moment. A little bit of a soft swell coming in. That could help these swimmers too.
Well, they just need to adjust their stroke accordingly. Automatically, though, Radford to his feet. We look over his right shoulder, a couple of dolphin dives. This is the hardest part of any swim, getting to your feet, running through to the finish line. But these swimmers understand that this race stops when you go underneath the finish banner. Kane Radford, congratulations. He will take out the King of the Bays in 2012. He'll take out the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series for 2011-2012 series.
And here's Michael Shiel. He's not going to let up the beach. He just only a few seconds in it there, but easily taken by Kane Radford, and he'll be absolutely wrapped with that performance. It's been a tough one. He's missed some cans and lost the first or second place in this series, so he'll be wrapped with that one. And here is Melissa Gorman. In the end, she's won it comfortably over Cara Baker. A good 5 to 7 seconds separating them there, so she'll be wrapped. And I think, Mark, this means a series win for Gorman as well.
Oh, great to have such pedigree coming to this series. It can only help this particular series grow. You've got to have your athletes at the elite level. Equally, you've got to have those other 1,000 athletes on the start line for different reasons too.
And this is Casey Glover through the sunlight, the fastest man to swim the Cook Strait and a huge supporter of this series. Casey Glover takes fourth. We missed there Philip Ryan just in third, and Stefan Talbot just through in fifth place. So a good effort by the men. And this is Charlotte Webby. She's taken third. She was in third for most of the time this morning. And so mixed feelings, I'm guessing, from her.
And the Queen of New Zealand swimming, Lauren Boyle, qualified for 3 events at the London Olympic Games. Very much, it's all about Melissa Gorman.
It was a really nice swim out there today. So probably some of the nicest conditions I've swum in since I've been in New Zealand. So yeah, it was a lovely swim. It's great to have come away with a win. It's a tough race out there today with Cara Baker. She was up with me the whole way, so it was good to have someone to push me, and happy to come away with a win. I've really loved competing out here in the series this year and would love to be back next year.
It was good out there. I felt not too bad after the week that we've been through. Was really all that I was out there for, was just to look for the win, and I was just quite happy just to sit there just in front of them, knowing that they'd have to put on a big burst to be able to pass me. To be able to win this series again back-to-back, it's New Zealand's open water series. It's a title to be proud of.
And just confirming the men's results, Kane Radford 32 minutes, 39 seconds, just 1 second ahead of Michael Shiel, but ultimately he did do it comfortably in the finish. Philip Ryan in third place, an outstanding swim from the ever-consistent Casey Glover in fourth.
In the ladies field, the classy Australian Melissa Gorman winning in 32.56, just 4 seconds separating second back to Cara Baker, and then a further 40 seconds back to Charlotte Webby, last year's series champion. So a very tight field in the women's, and a great result for Melissa Gorman and Kane Radford. And these gentlemen coming in their Speedos are members of the New Zealand men's water polo team, fundraising for their upcoming trips. A great effort by that team.
Typically for training we might sort of do 3 to 4 swims a week, and we've all got sort of our domestic club league trainings at the moment as well, so again that's probably between 3 and 5 sessions, and then we're usually in the gym about 3 times a week as well, so anywhere between 9 and 11 sessions a week. So this was a really good way to supplement that, and we've got a training camp that starts this afternoon, so I think we're going to get put through our paces a bit. We're a minority sport, so we get very little funding, so we've sort of got to think outside the box when it comes to fundraising. So this is just one of the ways that we thought we might be able to generate some funds, and by donating half to the charity, I know is doing something positive for the community too. So yeah.
A great initiative from the New Zealand water polo team. We wish them all the very best on their upcoming travels. Well, that's it for another season of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series. We'll be back in November, so get out there, start training. We'll see you on the start line for the Paihia Classic in November, the State Harbour Crossing in December. Check out the website, oceanswim.co.nz. On behalf of myself and Scott Rice, it's been a pleasure, and remember, it's ultimately your challenge.